What's up, everybody? Hope you had a great weekend, and welcome back to Monday Recharge. Today, we're talking about a topic that's critical for many professionals: how to know when it's time to pivot in your career. I'll share my experience from being a regulatory lawyer to now building ByteBao, and I'll offer 3 key points to help you decide if a career pivot into Web3 is right for you. So, let's dive in. You're listening to Barely Legal in Web3. I'm your host, Jamelia Greer. This podcast is an unapologetic look at what's happening in tech from a lawyer's perspective. In addition to Tech Talk, each Monday I'll be sharing insights from my journey from lawyer in small town Connecticut to an entrepreneur in Dubai. Sound like fun? Go ahead and subscribe to make sure you never miss an episode. Now let's get into it. So what are 3 ways that you'll know it's time to pivot? The first point has to deal with feeling stagnant and seeking growth. As a regulatory lawyer, I reached a point where I felt my growth had plateaued. I was doing well in my career, but I wasn't excited or challenged anymore. So if you're feeling stagnant, it might be a sign that it's time to pivot. The legal field, especially emerging areas like Web3 and blockchain, and now we have AI, they all offer a wealth of opportunities for growth and innovation. Ask yourself, are you still learning and growing in your current role? If not, it might be time to explore new horizons. The second point has to do with passion for innovation in technology. So for sure, one of the biggest indicators for me that it was time to pivot was my growing interest in the tech and innovation space. Once again, the world of Web3, blockchain, DeFi, it all fascinated me. So if you find yourself passionate about new technologies and the possibility they bring, this could be a strong sign that a pivot is right for you. The legal profession is evolving, and there's a significant need for experts who understand both law and emerging technologies. And I would even say that if you are seriously interested in any other industry than law, that you should also explore that as well. The third way you might know it's time for a pivot is if you feel any desire for impact or meaningful work. And this, for me, was really the strongest pull. So I wanted to make a more significant impact with my work. And building ByteBao allowed me to combine my legal expertise with my passion for education and technology, helping other lawyers transition into the Web3 space. So if you feel a strong desire to make a meaningful impact and contribute to something bigger than yourself, a pivot could be the perfect opportunity. And I know for many of you, you probably, as you listen to this right now, you know exactly what that is. And that's kind of how I felt. I felt like if there's anything that I'm going to do outside of law, it has to deal with technology. So that's your little hint, that's little voice inside of your head trying to give you direction as to where you should go. So if it is Web3, the Web3 space is full of potential for creating positive change and driving innovation. So, for instance, if you're interested in endangered species, you could even explore how Web3 and blockchain are helping protect endangered species. It's really just a matter of doing the research and finding out where that opportunity is. I know pivoting your career can be daunting, but it can also be incredibly rewarding. It can be life-changing. It can break down a lot of challenges that you may have now. So if you're feeling stagnant, passionate about new technologies, and maybe even driven to make a meaningful impact someplace else, it might be time to consider a pivot into the Web3 space or any other space. So I don't want this to seem as though it's just a discussion about pivoting into Web3. You could decide to pivot into the fashion industry. It really doesn't matter. But if you're interested in learning how to make this transition into Web3 and how to gain the skills you need, sign up for our mailing list and check out ByteBao's website. Once again, it's bytebao.io. There on the website, you'll see a link for online courses. You will see our new course program, which is called Web3 Mastery for Lawyers. Be sure to check it out. Once again, I always love to hear from you guys. And even if you're not ready for the course yet, subscribe to the mailing list for more insights and updates. But if you are ready to take the leap into Web3, explore our mastery course specifically for lawyers. And until next time, stay inspired and keep growing. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to today's episode. I appreciate when you guys tune in and the time that you take to listen to the show and support us. And I have one thing that I'd love for you to do that would really help us out, which is rate the show. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you rate it. You can do it on whatever platform you're listening on. That would do wonders for us. And if you really want to be a super fan and really support the show, there's a link below that you can support us and donate a small monthly contribution, which allows us to continue to create great content for you. Thanks so much again. Appreciate you and see you next time.